Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the HermitCraft Feed the Beast server. Oh yeah. So I don't know why I like starting my episodes up really high up in the world. And yeah, I'm on top of D-Max solar farm up here, which is kind of cool. Just looking over the spawn village. Assassin's farm looks pretty awesome over there. D-Max house is directly below. TFC's base is right there in the center of the screen. Way off in the distance, you can kind of barely see it. That's Slip Gators. And my base is right over here. So, I have been kind of hanging out around the spawn base area, looking around at things. And one of the things that I've noticed is my forest tree farm. The forest tree farm is great. It makes the forest logs. Those logs get turned into, or they get put into a squeezer, turned into the liquid force, and that's what's powering the base around here. We got the liquid force here, and we got the milk over here. Very cool. So the one thing that I've noticed is since we're running these off force engines, the force engines, in order to make power, have to have a redstone signal. They are on all of the time. Now, I was curious, I've heard that some engines, like the magmatic engines, for instance, use less power or no power at all when there's no power to be received. So I was thinking we should check out if we can do that with the force engines, how those guys work. So let's grab this redstone energy cell. Let's stick it over here. This one is full. Yep, 600,000 MJ. So I'm curious if we put a force engine into that. Force engine. If we put a force engine in there, let's grab a force gem. Just one's all we need. We're going to need a lever to turn this on. I'm curious if it's actually going to use force or not. Okay, so grab a lever, engine. We're good. Okay, so there's the engine, lever. We got to put a force gem in there. Okay, so we got 1,000 force. And this energy cell is 600,000 out of 600,000. Okay, so now our force engine is going. We are not gaining any power because it's already full, but it is using the liquid force. So this is the problem. When nothing's happening in my base, I have like 9 or 10 of these engines always going. So it's using a lot of that force for no reason when all of the power is full around here. So what I want to do is fix that problem. Now I know I can use, break that thing. I know I can use HermitCraft to send out redstone signals, and I've used HermitCraft for a few things, like it turns off my tree farm once we get like 10,000 force logs in, and it turns it back on once we get underneath like 5,000, just so that farm isn't constantly running. I think we want to do kind of the same thing for our force engines down below. Let's see. I've kind of rearranged them. Before the power wire was kind of exposed up here, I've moved them down just a little bit. They're still getting the milk from the tesseracts, and pretty much everything's the same. Just kind of rearrange them. So we have the on-off switch right here. I can manually turn the force engines on and off. And then they will run off of the stored MG that's here in these energy cells. This one's actually used a little bit, but yeah, it's still charging up. So what I'd like to do is find a way that once these energy cells are completely full, to turn off these force engines until maybe they, get below half the amount of MJ that they can store. So yeah, let's go ahead and work on that. So in order to do that, we're gonna need a computer, and we're gonna need, well, we've seen before with the open peripheral, we could stick a computer right next to this one, and it'll be able to see the information about that. But I want to be able to see the information from all of these guys. And I don't really want to have 6 computers. I think we can have one computer that could check all of those. So I think what we're going to have to do is actually get into a little bit of the computer networking. I've never really messed around with this, so this will be new territory for me. So first things first, let's make a computer. Let's do this guy. Okay, so there's a computer, and I think we're going to need some of the networking cables. Yeah, let's go ahead and build. Let's see, we got 6 of those. Maybe we're going to need 2 of these recipes, make 12 cables, okay. And then in order for these network cables to actually talk to the computer and the other things, we're going to need these wired modems. So let's build, well, we got 6, so we need 6 of these plus 1 to go onto the computer, so 7, okay. But just for testing purposes, let's actually take a look at this. So let's put the redstone energy cell here. We'll put a computer here. And now we got to wire these two together. So if we take a modem, and then some networking cable. Do that, and that. Okay, so now this computer should be able to use this cable to talk to this redstone energy cell. So we'll do a little bit of Lua here real quick just to see if we can see it. So let's see. We are going to need to get that peripheral, so we can do p equals peripheral.wrap, right? No, it's actually on the top. Okay, so now we should be able to see that modem on top. So we're going to have to do a remote call to that energy cell. And actually, I'm not even sure if this thing's connected. So if I right-click on this... Yeah, now it says computer 9 is connected, so this modem is on. This one doesn't have a red ring, so we need to turn it on. So now that is redstone energy cell 6. Okay, so if we go here, we could do... Let's see. It's going to be p.call... I think it's called remote. Then we have to provide it that energy cell name. So redstone energy cell was at 6. Okay, so that's the name of that modem, and then we have to give it a command. So we're going to do get energy stored. And that tells us the amount of energy that's stored in this redstone energy cell. So if we, use some of that power, I don't know if I have anything that I could draw some power from. But yeah, if we use any of that power, this would update over here. So this is pretty cool. So if we have a bunch of these redstone energy cells networked together using this network cable and the modems, I think I can shift place it. Yeah, if we had like a bunch of these in line, we could check how much is in this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. Whoops. Destroyed that mushroom. Yeah, we could check all of those and then do some stuff with that. So I think that'll be pretty cool. So what I'm going to do, let me take a little break here. I'm going to rearrange those energy cells, make a few more of these modems and the networking cables, write some programming code and all that stuff. And hopefully we'll get something pretty cool downstairs to control our power, so we are not running on that liquid force when all of our power is full. So give me a few moments and I will be right back. Alright guys, so I spent a bit of time here writing a program that's going to control these force engines and turn them on and off. Actually, in order for this to work, I need a piece of redstone to get rid of that lever. So the force engines will be run directly from the computer. Let me go and do that. Let's grab a redstone. Just one of you. Let's get rid of that lever and let's see this thing in action. So I did go ahead and I rearranged these energy cells, and I'll show you why in just a second. Redstone there. Okay, so this redstone is now being controlled by the HermitCraft computer. So we're at redstone power 15 here, and it goes down all the way to the end over here, down to 7. Okay, so I rearranged these energy cells. So the engines, they're putting power into the redstone energy line down here. This one should not be putting any power into that guy. In fact, I think I need to turn that around so that doesn't happen. So this energy line goes down here and it powers these energy cells, the input from the inside. And then I got two lines. The energy conduits are in extract mode or power mode underneath. And they're all feeding the main power supply here, going to the power converter, and over here to the squeezer, and over down this way to the tree farm. Okay, so I have the modems on top, and these modems are connecting all of these redstone energy cells, and they're connected to the computer right there through that modem. And I found out some pretty good stuff here. I originally wrote a program to only handle 6 cells, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted you guys to be able to download this and, do a computer-controlled program yourself, and depending on your setup, the program should just work. So I had to spend a bit of time to make this so it should work with everything. But this is the way the program looks right now. So it can show you all the different cells that are connected on that network to that computer. It'll show you the amount of power each one of the cells have. And unfortunately, cell 1 doesn't really mean anything. It could be, it could be this cell. It could be this one over here. You don't really know without clicking on it and seeing which one has power and which one doesn't. I guess it should be some of the ones over here have the littler amount of power for some reason. I don't know why, but they are gaining power, it looks like. Okay, so this shows you all of the different cells, how much power they have stored, tells you the average of it, and if the engines are running or not. And it says charging, so the engines are in fact charging those cells. So the way the program works is once we get to an average of 600,000, basically, which means all of these cells are full, it turns off the engines, and it says discharging here. We might be able to get to see that in a few moments once this thing fills up. But yeah, so what happens is it checks the amount of cells. So we have 6 in this instance. It takes all of those, counts them out here, and then divides the total by the amount of cells, and it gives you this average here. So I could do something like, if I right-click this guy, I can disconnect Redstone Energy Cell 7, and if we look on here, as soon as this thing updates, it's only going to see 5 more cells, and that one just goes away. So I could disconnect these guys, and the program is still going to work. It's just going to show there's only 3 connected to the network now, and that's all it's going to care about. So yeah, that's the new average between those 3, and that's not working. That's not what we want. So let's connect all these. Now actually, if I come over here and I disconnect these guys, it should stop the engines, because I believe the 3 on this side is full. So every 10 seconds it updates, so this should just update in just a second here. Let's see if that's going to work. Yep, there it goes. Now those engines are off. It says that cell 1, 2, and 3 are full. We're at an average of 300,000. Which is not actually correct. I need to fix that logic. I think I did a variable there, but as you can see, this does work. It turned the engines off. It says discharging at this point, and these energy cells are going to be draining. So I can go ahead and connect these guys back up. And when this thing, yeah, there it goes. So it shows all the different energy cells again. And once we get down below 300,000, this thing should kick back on. I'm going to have to take a look at that program and figure out what I did wrong there. It should update when I disconnect these other ones and say the average properly, but it wasn't for some reason. But yeah, this is pretty cool. This is going to save on a lot of the force, which means my tree farm's going to be going less often. We're going to be squeezing less logs. And yeah, overall, it should just be, less strain on my base on the server. So I think that's pretty cool. Well, give me a moment here. I'm going to check out what I did wrong with that program, and then we will move on to something else. All right, so that was just a problem when I was converting the program from having 6 to having a different amount of these energy cells. I had this number right here, the average, dividing the total amount of power divided by 6, instead of divided by the amount of cells there were. So not a big deal. I updated that. I should have this on pastebin for you guys. Should be in the description below, so you can take a look at the code for yourself, but we can take a look at it right now. There's kind of a lot of stuff here. I don't want to go too into it, but basically this function get power, this is going to, you pass it in the name of the modem or the peripheral, and it'll do the get energy stored function on that, and it'll return that power. The get status, this is just to say if we're charging or discharging, so whether the redstone signal is on or off is charging or discharging. This get peripherals, this is going through this peripheral.get names. It looks at all the different peripherals attached to the computer, and all the ones that have redstone energy cell in their name, these are the ones that we're going to care about. These are, our energy cells over here. So we're going to add those to a table, get the power for those, and yeah, that's how the program determines what's all connected. And then down here, this is the main program. We're just looping. It gets all those peripherals. It just sets some values to 0, clears the display. It iterates through all of the redstone energy cells we have. It says their name and how much power they have. And then down here, this is where we are taking, we're turning the engines on or off. The power divided by the amount of cells there are is greater than 599,000. Then we're turning the redstone signal off. Otherwise, if we're less than 50%, 300,000, we're turning the redstone signal on. And then we're adding some more stuff to the display. We're adding a blank line, the average. This is where I messed it up. I said power divided by 6 instead of divided by I. And then the status, and that get status is just saying charging or discharging. And then I have this so it's updating every 10 seconds. You can change it so it's like every 60 seconds if you wanted to. But yep, that's pretty much this program, how it works. I don't really want to spend too much time on that. I know a lot of people don't really care about computer code. But yeah, I spent probably a good hour and a half trying to get that so it worked with the different amount of cells. So yeah, you guys can go ahead and check it out for yourself. Let me make sure this thing's running actually. Edit startup. Whoops. Edit start up. We can do shell.run power. That's the name of our program. So we'll do save and then we'll do exit. And then we just do a control R to reboot the computer. And there we go. So it's only seeing 3 cells. I think I have some of these turned off. Let's double check it. Yeah, these are gray. There we go. Now they're red. So now this should update and show all of them. Very good, very good. Okay, so it's discharging, like I said, until we get below 300,000 average, and then I'll kick these engines back on, and yeah, we'll get our power restored. So that's pretty cool. The fact that that shell run is in there in the startup program, if the server reboots or the chunk unloads, as soon as the chunk reloads, the computer will start up its program once again. Okay, so let's move on. One thing I wanted to do today is I wanted to check out a new dimension. This is one from Biomes of Plenty called the Promised Land. And you have to get a bunch of stuff in order to get this to work. But if we look here, we need to get an ancient staff. And when you get an ancient staff, I believe you right click it and it spawns a portal to the Promised Land. And to make an ancient staff, we need the topper, the pole, and the handle. What's this other one? Oh, I guess we can do a depleted ancient staff with another star. Okay, but yeah, let's do the topper. So if we come in here, ooh, we need another star. So how do we get another star? Obviously killing the wither. If we had another star, we could turn it into 2. Or we could do this recipe, which we don't even have to fight the wither for. To make a short work of this, I think we're going to do this recipe. Do I have a bow? Let's see this. Go back to the, no, this one, topper, this. Can I make you? That is a Darkcraft bow. That's not what I want. So do I have any sticks in here? Let's craft up some of these maybe. There we go. Okay, so do this. There's a bow. So now we can, oh, we gotta make a diamond sword, right? There we go. Diamond sword. I don't know if I have the wither skeleton skulls here. I might have to go back to my base to get these. My tree base. Whoop, why did that not go? I thought I should have clicked that. Ancient staff, topper, nether star, shift, click, and none of that stuff's going in there. So maybe I don't have any of this stuff. Well, I do have soul sand. So I don't know why it's not working. Wither. I have 1 wither skull. So I need the bow, diamond sword. Okay, and I need 2 more wither skeleton skulls, so let's go get those. Oop, a little laggy. We can just use our wireless thing. Look at that, 28,000, and we're still getting more. Oh, I'm probably gonna have to start voiding those or something. Way too many of those guys. Okay. So let's come back over here. 2 more wither skeleton skulls and a... Oh, that's why. Peaceful mode only. It didn't say that. Oh, goodness. So we might have to actually go fight a wither because I don't think... What does it take to make the cheaty book of cheatiness? Oh, you know what? I should be able to make this, but I still need another star for this recipe. Okay. Well, I don't have an uncrafting table. I don't know if anybody else does, so it looks like we might actually have to go fight a wither. Okay, so let me get some stuff together and we'll be back. Alright guys, so where else better to fight a wither than in the quarry age? I mean, we got a lot of flat space here, not a lot of stuff to be destroyed, and we got these deep, deep wells that have bedrock at the bottom. Now, I currently got this quarry going right now, just off steam from my tree base, and we are quarrying up some more stuff. I was running out of the Certus quartz to make more drives. We have a lot of drives to make. So I'm thinking, since I quarried here and I quarried here and there's really nothing around this one, I think down here at the very bottom is where we're going to fight our wither. Now, I had a bunch of these instant health potions from fighting witches. I think they just dropped them. I probably should have added some glowstone to make them the potion of healing too. Not a big deal. I really doubt we're going to need them. Our force armor right now, we have protection 4, fire protection, feather falling blast protection. I think we should be okay. I'm also going to be using these potions of regeneration. I know our armor isn't all the way full, but we also have 20 hearts too. So we'll see. If we die, we die. I'm sure I'll be able to fly out of here and try and survive or something. I'm really not sure how this is going to work with the Darkcraft armor. I've never fought the Wither with this stuff. Let me put some more valuable things away. And I also have heard that you can punch the Wither, and with this force armor, if you have luck on it, which I happen to have on all 4 pieces, that you can get multiple drops. So we'll check that out. I don't know if that's really going to work or not, but we will certainly find out. My food's good. Let's get this stuff off the bar. Get a healing and a regeneration. Okay, so let's fly and get these skulls on here. Whoop, okay, so there we go. Wither. Get far enough away that that initial explosion does not get us. I'm just going to see if I can punch the Wither to death. I don't know if that's possible. I assume it is. Can I hit you? Oop. Okay, so I am withered. It's not really doing too much to me. Actually, you know what? Maybe I will use my bow. Oh, I don't have the arrows with me. Okay, so I gotta punch you, huh? Okay, so there's one hit. My my health is still doing fine. Let's get you back down to the ground here. Actually, can I just kind of meet you? Okay, we're doing good. Another thing I've heard is the more times you hit the Wither, the more chance of extra drops. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but apparently the luck on this armor is supposed to be cumulative. So yeah, the more strikes you get, the more loot you get. This kind of sucks though. I haven't had to use my regeneration. It is eating up at my armor, so I can't stay here for forever. Okay, there we go. There's another hit. Oop, okay, so my force bar is gone. I guess I wasn't on the ground. Just gotta walk away a little bit and let my force bar come back. Alright, alright. Not bad, not bad. He is regenerating health a bit. Okay, I think I just hit him. Yep. There we go. There's another hit. He's at 204 out of 300. I just gotta actually punch him a few more times so I can get him down on the ground. Okay, so my hunger is going away. I'm just gonna sit here. Oh, okay, so my health is actually ticking down a little bit. I think at this point I'll use a regeneration potion. I don't want to end up dying here. Okay, so punch him a few more times. He should be just about melee mode, I think, right? Come on, follow me, follow me. Okay, there we go. He's almost half health. It's definitely be a lot easier when he comes down to the ground. He's not flying. There we go. So now he's in... Oh, he was in melee mode, but now he's not. Now he's going to want to be right up in my face, I think. Okay. Regeneration's still on. We're doing fine. Guess if I can, I'd rather knock him sideways or down than knock him upwards. Okay. My health is still fine. How are we doing regeneration? Still another minute. Not a big deal. Trying to punch this guy is actually harder than you'd think it'd be. Come on, come down here. Okay, how we doing? Health is still good, and he is dead. So what do we got here? 64 plus 2 nether stars. I think that is well worth it. Oh my goodness. How's that wither doing? Okay, the wither will be off before my regeneration runs out. That is so awesome. Wow, I didn't think I'd gonna be able to get that many. Okay, well that's good. Definitely worth it. Let's see if I can fly up and out of here and head back to the base. Alright guys, so I got all of my stuff back together. Pretty much everything's back in order the way it should be. And I got the stars in the system here, so now we should be able to go through and make each and every one of these things. We got plenty of end stone. So there's the ancient staff topper. Pretty expensive with that nether star, but not so expensive when you use Darkcraft armor. Totally not cheaty. Totally not cheaty. Don't even say it's cheaty because it's not. Okay, maybe it's a little bit. Okay, so there's all three of the different ancient staff items, and I believe it was just you put them in a row and you can make it. So let's do that. There we go, ancient staff. Nice. Okay, so now the question is where are we going to do the promised land? Because when you right click this thing up in the sky, it'll put a portal, and I don't know if I want it right above my base. I don't know. Maybe we should actually do it right over by where all the other community portals are. So right over here actually would be probably a very good place to do it. So yeah, let me stand, right here. I guess this should be fine. And I will right click this guy. Phrase Bop Promise Portal Overworld. Phrase Bop? Okay. So it's not rendered in the sky above, but, oh, it's depleted. Okay, so you can only use it once. But if we fly up there, we should be able to see something. Let's go ahead and get up into the sky. Maybe, oh, there it is. Finally popped into view. And there it is. Okay, so there's our Biomes of Plenty portal to the Promised Land. Very cool. Right, so I think now the only thing left to do is to jump through there. I think everything... Actually, you know what I should do before we do this? I should grab myself a linking book. So I don't have to fly over there to the portal. I should just be able to go in through one of these guys. So let's grab a HermitCraft book. I just need a piece of leather, and I will grab the link panel. Where are we at? There it is, link panel. Nice. Okay, unlinked book. Great. And in my ender pouch, I should have a way back just in case. I don't want to get stuck there. So yep, we will just go and fly all the way up here. And this spawns the portal at 156. Yeah, I was almost thinking about putting one of these portals over at my tree. But 156, that would be like inside of the tree. So yeah, good thing we didn't do that. Let's hop in. Take a second. I'm probably lagging everybody on the server. I should have warned them before going in here. But it'll be over in just a moment. It is taking a rather long time, though. Okay, here we go. Whew. Alright, so we are above a decent landmass. Lots of crazy trees and stuff in here. I think I have actually seen this biome in DMAX World. I think he made a HermitCraft H that had this biome in it. Okay, so this is pretty cool. So as normal, let's go ahead and set a waypoint here so we don't get lost. We'll do, what is this called? Promised Land Exit. Okay, done. And then I should also put a linking book somewhere. Maybe I will stick it to like right here or something. Should be fine. Okay, so now we gotta wait to the Promised Land. All right, so let's check it out. Let's head down here. And looks like we got some kind of crystals. We got some kind of crazy trees. What are you? You are a loftwood wood. Loftwood leaves. And this is purified grass block. Purified tall grass. So what are these crystals for? I'm not sure. I'm not seeing any enemies on the mini-map, so that's good. Ooh, is this spring water? Yes, it is. Nice. Get the regeneration. Okay, so this is Celestial Crystal. Ooh, and that breaks real fast. So what is this stuff used for? Uses. Come on. Come on, NEI. So I can turn 4 of those into the Celestial Crystal. We can make Celestial Lens. We have to figure out what this is for. I don't know if that's like glowstone or... Yeah, I don't know. I think that's new. I really don't know. But I think I should go ahead and collect a bunch of this stuff. I'm going to want this, I would imagine. I don't know how much I need, but yeah, I should just go ahead and get some of it. Now, one of the things that spawns here in the Promised Land, I think it's called amethyst. And that's, I believe, the only ore that's around here is skystone cobblestone. Purified dirt? Yeah, I want to find some amethyst because with the amethyst, you can make a bucket and then you can collect the spring water. And that's something that I'd like to have. It's just a place where I can just sit in there and have regeneration all the time. I think that'd be pretty good. So I want to fly around and see if we can find some of this amethyst. Oh, here we go. So this should be fortune 4. Yep. Whoa. I'm lagged. Okay, here we go. Nice. There's 4 amethysts. Very good. Now, I don't know how much I need, so I should collect a few. Oh, cloud block. That's a different cloud block than the other ones in the overworld, I'm pretty sure. That's cool. I don't think I've seen that before. So, any more amethyst around? I'm probably missing a whole bunch. There's one right up there that I can see. Come on, fly. Area mode deactivated. And let's grab you. Alright. So yeah, with the amethyst, you just make a bucket, and then you can make an amethyst bucket, essentially. So I think what we should do, maybe we should find a small little bush tree. I thought I saw some around. Yeah, here's some right here. So just go ahead and grab a piece of wood from here, make a crafting table, get a bucket. Actually, I would like to make 2 because there's something else that I want to try. Okay, so crafting table. Put on the bar would be helpful. Okay, so I want to make 2 buckets. So there's an amethyst bucket and a second one. So first things first, let's grab us some spring water. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Nice, spring water. Okay, other thing I want to try is, can you collect the slime water with one of these? I don't know if you can or cannot. I think we need to find ourselves a slime island, and there happens to be one right there. Very convenient. Let's go check this out, because if we can collect this, that might be something pretty cool. We could set up like a spawner or something based around natural slime spawns. And I am not able to right-click this stuff. That's too bad. Okay, well that's something that I was wondering if you could do, but apparently you can't. Good to know. Alright guys, well I think that's going to do it for today. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Well, at least I had a lot of fun writing that program. Get the base all powered and not wasting as much force. I'm going to stay around here, collect a little bit more of this amethyst. Check out this biome a bit. I don't really think there's much more else to see than what we've already seen. But yep, I think that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.